Urgent San Francisco 49ers fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here we bring you daily videos with the latest San Francisco 49ers updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Alright, folks, today we're diving deep into a story that could shake up the 49ers defense in a way we haven't seen in quite some time. If you've been following the team closely, you know that the 2025 NFL Draft was a crucial moment for San Francisco. The Niners had a ton of needs, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and with just 11 picks, they had to be strategic, precise, and sometimes a little lucky to fill those gaps. Now, while the draft brought in some promising rookies, particularly on the defensive line with names like Michael Williams, Alfred Collins, and C.J. West, there's a lingering question mark hanging over the secondary, especially at cornerback. The 49ers secondary took a hit last season with the departure of key players like Charvarius Ward and Talanoa Hufanga, both of whom played pivotal roles in their defense's success over the past few years. Losing those high-caliber players in free agency left a sizable hole that the team is still trying to fill. The draft did bring in Upton Stout and Marcus Sigel, young players with potential, but the truth is, both are still unproven at the NFL level, and there's a lot riding on their development. Plus, with Malik Mustafa, a promising second-year player, tearing his ACL late in 2024, the team's depth at cornerback is looking a little thin at the moment. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The 49ers defensive coordinator, Robert Saleh, who's known for his sharp eye in developing talent and making bold moves, might just be considering something that fans would have thought impossible a few years ago. Could the team be thinking about reuniting with an old friend? Someone who's already familiar with their system, who's proven he can play at a high level, and who could be the veteran presence that the young guys desperately need. That player is Emmanuel Moseley. Yeah, you heard right. Mosley, the undrafted free agent who signed with San Francisco back in 2018, quickly made a name for himself with his gritty play and versatility. In just a year, he earned a starting spot and became a reliable cornerback for the team, especially during their playoff runs in the subsequent seasons. Mosley's journey with the 49ers is quite the story, rising from an undrafted rookie to a key member of their secondary, earning respect from teammates and coaches alike. But unfortunately, his career has been marred by injuries. After tearing his ACL in 2022, he spent the last 2 seasons with the Detroit Lions, but both years have been plagued by serious injuries, another torn ACL in 2023 and a torn pectoral last year. Those injuries have kept him off the field more than he'd like, and understandably, Detroit hasn't shown much interest in re-signing him. Yet, that's exactly what makes the potential reunion so intriguing. Moseley, at age 29, is still relatively young, and his familiarity with Saleh's defensive scheme is a massive plus. He knows what it takes to succeed in that system, and he's proven he can play at a high level when healthy. The question is, can he get back to that level after the injuries? And could the 49ers see him as the veteran mentor that can help stabilize their secondary during this uncertain transition? Especially with young players like Upton Stout and Marcus Sigel still developing, having someone like Moseley around could be a game-changer. Now, let's talk about the current state of the 49ers cornerback room. Deommodore Lenoir has established himself as one of the most reliable corners on the team, showing flashes of shutdown ability and consistency. He's been a cornerstone of their secondary, capable of lining up against top receivers and holding his own. Renardo Green, another promising young player, has also shown flashes of potential, and the team clearly values his development. But the depth behind these two is a little thin, especially with the recent losses. The rookie minicamps and subsequent practices will be crucial in determining whether Upton Stout and Marcus Sigel are ready to step up and contribute immediately. If they're not quite there yet, the team will need a fallback plan, and that's where Moseley's name comes into focus once again. It's not just about filling a roster spot or having a veteran for the sake of it. It's about adding someone who can bring leadership, experience, and a sense of stability to a room that's still trying to find its footing after losing key players. And let's face it, Mosley's story with the 49ers isn't just about his on-field contributions, it's about the legacy of a player who fought his way into the league, overcame significant injuries, and almost certainly still has the drive to prove himself once again. Now, you might be wondering, why would Mosley even consider coming back to San Francisco? Well, for starters, familiarity is a huge advantage. Saleh's system suits his skill set perfectly, and the chance to be part of a team with championship aspirations is always appealing. Plus, after 2 injury-plagued seasons, Mosley might be looking for a low-pressure, familiar environment to regain his form and prove he's still got what it takes. And with a potential prove-it deal on the table, he could be motivated to show everyone that he's still one of the top-tier cover guys in the league when healthy. This scenario also highlights the smart, cost-effective approach that the 49ers have been known for under their current regime. They're not just throwing money at big-name free agents, they're looking for guys who fit their scheme, who can add value without breaking the bank, and who can mentor the next generation of defenders. Mosley fits all those criteria perfectly. And don't forget, the 49ers have a rich history of bringing back former players who know the system and can step in when needed. It's a move that could make a lot of sense, especially as they continue to build a defense that's capable of winning a Super Bowl. Looking at the broader picture, the 49ers secondary has been a strength in recent years, but it's also been a unit that's seen its share of ups and downs. They've had some of the best safeties and corners in the league, but the turnover and injuries have tested their depth. The team's success has often relied on their front seven and their ability to generate pressure, but the secondary has been crucial in sealing the deal. Now, with the offseason moves and the draft, they're trying to retool and reinforce a unit that's been instrumental in their playoff runs. The team's coaching staff, led by Saleh, is known for its defensive ingenuity and talent development. They've shown a willingness to take chances on players with upside, even if they come with some question marks. Bringing Mosley back, if that happens, would be another example of this philosophy, an opportunity to maximize value and continuity on a unit that's been pivotal to their success. From a fan perspective, this potential move is exciting because it speaks to a team that's always looking to improve and adapt, even if it means going back to familiar faces. It's about building a roster that combines youthful talent with seasoned veterans who know how to win. The 49ers are in a window where they're aiming for another Super Bowl, and decisions like these, whether they're about draft picks, signings, or reuniting with former players, are all part of that bigger picture. Looking ahead, the upcoming months will be telling. Training camp, preseason, and the early games of the season will reveal whether Mosley is ready to return or if the team will rely more heavily on their young talents. But one thing's for sure, the 49ers aren't content with just throwing in the towel at their secondary. They're actively exploring options, and the possibility of Mosley rejoining the fold is a storyline that fans should keep an eye on. And let's not forget, this isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about the culture of the 49ers, about resilience, perseverance, and a relentless pursuit of greatness. Mosley's story embodies that spirit, and if he can come back healthy, he could be the piece that pushes the secondary over the edge, helping San Francisco secure that elusive championship. So, in the end, whether Mosley makes a return or not, one thing is clear, the 49ers are always thinking several steps ahead. They're assessing their options, weighing their needs, and trying to build a roster that's not only talented but also cohesive and hungry to win. For us fans, that's what makes following this team so exciting. Every move, every decision, it all adds up to a bigger story of pursuit, resilience, and championship dreams. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential reunion? Do you think Mosley still has what it takes to be a key player in this defense? Would you welcome him back with open arms? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. We're on this journey together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for this incredible team.